Programmable logic controllers. How to choose what type of PLC you need. If you are working in an industry where PLCs or programmable logic controllers are used, and you want to know what needs to be thought through before making the final decision about what type of PLC you need, then this is the video for you. This is a quick summary of all the important questions that you need to understand fully when you need to decide what type of PLC you need. The first question that you should ask yourself is if the system that you are planning to control is already existing and has hardware or software connected to it, or it is a completely new system. This is really important and needs to be taken into consideration since it makes enormous difference. If we are talking about new system, then we have freedom to choose what's best for the application and look for compatible software and hardware. If system is already existing, we need to be more careful when choosing PLCs since most of them are proprietary and the hardware and software need to be compatible with the PLC. Second question is, what is the type of environment that the PLC will reside in? Does it need some specific protection requirements? Are the levels of pressure, humidity, temperature, vibrations considered as normal? Or there are some extreme conditions around the PLC that you need to take into consideration? If you have some of those specific environment, then PLC with embedded protection features is needed for your system. Third question would be, what type and how many inputs and outputs are needed in your system? First, you need to define if inputs and outputs have to be discrete or analog. Secondly, how many inputs will you have in the system and how many things have to be controlled and connected to the output rack of the PLC? This is one of the questions with which you are defining the system's dimensions. The fourth question is really close connected with the third one. How complex are the processes that need to be controlled with the PLC? How complex is the process is based on how many inputs and outputs are connected to the PLC, but also it is important to define how fast do you need it to run. If your process requires on-time control, then you probably need to invest in more expensive PLC system. Fifth question is how your PLC will contact with the rest of the system, with other networks, systems, and field devices. Does it need Ethernet communication ports? Do you need reports, fault records? All this needs to be defined before making the final decision. The last question is what programming language will be used to dictate the PLC's processes. Some PLC manufacturers have predefined programming language that needs to be used on board. These 5 programming languages are the most important. 2 of them are text-based and they are instruction list and structured text, and 3 of them are graphical, ladder logic, which is the mostly used one, function block diagram, and sequential function chart. There are 3 types of PLCs: unitary, modular, and rack-mounted. They all have 3 main parts, which are power unit, main component which includes CPU or central processing unit, and input-output component. We will go through each of these types of PLCs and their advantages and disadvantages. First, advantages of the unitary type of PLCs are they are small and compact, all essential components are in one single unit, they are lightweight and easy to access, and they are also cheap. Disadvantages of unitary type of PLC is that they cannot be expanded, and if any feature fails, they need to be totally replaced. Advantages of the modular type of PLCs are any change in the hardware system can be followed with this type of PLC. All essential components are in one single unit, and disadvantages are that they are more expensive than unitary PLC. Advantages of the rack-mounted PLCs is that they are easily modified or extended. They have more input-output details than any other type of PLC. And if any feature fails, then only that part has to be changed, which leads to less costs. Disadvantages of this type of PLC is that they are the most expensive type of PLC. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments.